What up, what up? It's your boy, Thick Stanley, coming at you with another video. Today, I'm gonna be A-ing some Q's because I just finished a video series about basketball players and who they might be and how great they are and if they're the greatest of all time in a series that I called Making the Case. If you haven't seen those videos, this video is not gonna make much sense at all, so maybe go check them out. I got these questions from Twitter and Patreon and some of the general questions that I've seen over and over again on my YouTube channel that I'm not attributing to anybody, I've seen them, so I'm gonna answer them. My first question comes from Patreon, where Coyle asks, do you actually not have a single GOAT like your intro suggested, or do you have one but thought that the project would be interesting? I do have a player that I think is the GOAT, although it is subjective, so I think that this player is the greatest. But the whole point was that if somebody else has a different answer, they're not wrong just because it's not the same as yours. That was kind of the whole spirit of the project. Did your opinion of any of the players change from how it was originally after putting in the research for them? Probably a little bit. I don't think I really reordered, my top 10, which is never really set in stone anyway. But certainly, learning more about some of the players and just kind of like getting into their whole careers and reading about and seeing what they did and all that stuff, certainly it changed and gave me a greater appreciation for all the players I covered and even some of the ones that I didn't. Also, who are the NBA analysts you follow the most? There are so many good sports content creators out there from in basketball, whatever. Bill Simmons, Zach Lowe's great, Shea Serrano's great. John Boyce, who isn't specifically basketball, is one of the best content creators on YouTube regardless of genre. Kyle Mann's great. Nate Silver at 538 is fantastic. There's just so many. That's all I do is I just go on the internet and read about sports. So there's an endless amount, and if you like them, I probably do too. Nicholas asks, would you ever think about getting an editor or co-producer? That's a good question, and it's one that I've thought about. I obviously edit everything that I've made. Yeah, I'd think about it. I'd have to get much, much, much bigger and start making a lot more money because having done all this stuff, I know how hard it is. I know the grind that goes into it. And if I'm gonna have somebody do that, I would want to be able to pay them the worth of the work that they're doing. And I can't do that right now. And I don't mind doing it right now. I'm really anal about, getting stuff made the way that I want it. So I don't have a problem doing it right now. But would I ever think about it? Sure, if things broke right. Vaughn asks, will you do a LeBron video once he retires? Would I make a video when he retires? Sure. Will I make a video if he wins another championship? Possibly. But I think the way it is right now in the context of the Making the Case series, I think it stands on its own and hopefully it will withstand the test of time. A lot of people asked, what am I doing next? Including my friend Nicole, who I'm giving credit to. Am I doing another series? Absolutely. At some point, the biggest problem I think I made with Making the Case was I was releasing them within days of getting them finished because there was just pressure to get them done because they take so long to make. I think what I should have done looking back, if I had known what to do, is hold on to the videos and kind of stockpile 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of them so that I had a big buffer of time where I could work on the videos and release them more consistently so it wasn't just totally up in the air about when is this next video getting done? And also that helps the quality of it because then I don't make all the dumb mistakes like saying that Tim Duncan has the best winning percentage ever or that LeBron got drafted in 2004. That kind of stuff, being able to take more time with it and iron out the details and not feeling so pressured to get it done because I know that people are expecting it. So am I gonna make another series at some point? Yeah, when I do, it will take some time. I will try to do that. I'll try to stockpile them so that it's more consistent. And in the meantime, what I'm really excited about is being able to make stuff other than Making the Case. It's gonna be the same stuff. It's gonna be from me, so hopefully it'll have the same tone and the same quality that I hope you've enjoyed. But I get to make it about a few other things. It's hard to be topical making videos like that because it is a long process. So they might be more big picture stuff. And then as things develop, if I can turn it out quickly, I will. I'm just really excited about being able to make some more stuff that is a little more standalone, a little more creative. Certainly that is shorter and requires way less research. And so hopefully won't take nearly as long to make. So you can expect more videos from me now that Making the Case is done, along with a series somewhere down the line that I hope you will enjoy as well. The illustrious Luke Morrow, the voice of the Citadel, asks, why did you exclude Brian Scalabrine? And then Benny asks, where'd you draw the line? OG Ananobi Stand Account asks, who are the other players in the conversation? To answer the Brian Scalabrine case, listen, Luke, it's one of those things where all of the videos were supposed to stand on their own so that you could watch one, and at the end of it, you might go, oh, that guy actually might be the greatest of all time. And then you watch another one, and at the end of that one, you go, well, that one might be the greatest of all time. They're all supposed to be of the same, level. Brian Scalabrine would have just totally wrecked that balance. It would have just totally toppled it. It would have been impossible for me to make any other case because it's unassailable. It's impossible to make the case outside of him. So, my apologies to you, the viewer, for not doing that, but it just wouldn't have been fair. As for the other players who were close, Kobe was absolutely the close, I made the video about it. You can go watch it. Kobe was really the only other player that was in the general vicinity for making the cut. Other players that I think are up there, Oscar Robertson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq, Elgin Baylor, Moses Malone, it's Jerry West. But that was just the list that I came to. It was much more of a feel thing than it was a direct, what are your qualifications? You have to meet this standard and this and that. It was a feel thing for me about which of these players can I get behind, can I wrap my head around, and am I going to be interested in researching and writing and making a video about for 3 or 4 weeks at a time. Colin asks, why is your profile picture of you in my bedroom? It's my bedroom, and you know that. Mason asks, when will you date me? Zach asks, do you have an OnlyFans? That was also the most liked question that anybody asked, was Zach asking if I had an OnlyFans. And I don't know how to feel about that. Do I have one? No. But when I do, Zach, I will release it. Khan asks, any plans to do a making the case for other sports? This goes back to kind of the other questions. Yeah, totally. I would love to do that. Again, it's a series, it's ambitious, it's big. I would have to do a lot of research. So am I interested in doing it? Absolutely. I think it would be so much fun to do it in other sports. Will I? Probably, but it'll be further down the road, so I will try to have it done by the time Avatar 3 comes out. Let's say that. Louis asks, who do you feel has the best chance of winning the NFL rushing title this year, and how many yards do you think the leader will have? That's a good question, Louis. And I don't know. I don't know how many yards does the average, rushing title winner have? What did you say? Derrick Henry? That's a good answer. I would have said Saquon Barkley or somebody coming in, or Christian McCaffrey, but obviously those guys are hurt. I think right now, doesn't Ezekiel Elliott lead the NFL in rushing yards since he was drafted? I would probably say Ezekiel Elliott. Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, I think, is leading the league in rushing yards right now, but Ezekiel Elliott is just the guy that you give the ball to and he just barrels through and racks up rushing yards. Feed him. So I'd probably say Ezekiel Elliott just because I think he's in that offense and I think he's done it over a long enough time. Derrick Henry's a great answer too. How many yards do I think he's gonna rack up? 3,000. That's my guess. Thank you for coming. Cal Garcia asks, who's your favorite player of all time? Somebody else asked who's my favorite player of all time. Coyle did, my patron. Because of my age and because of what he's done in basketball since I've started watching it, it's probably LeBron, if we're being honest. Other players in there are like Damian Lillard and Chris Paul, honestly. Chris Paul. But, it's probably LeBron, if I'm being honest. Matt asks, did you have any video editing or design background before this? Yes. Video editing, not professionally, just I got from where I went to college, Clemson University, 2-time national champion in the last 5 years. Was I there? Yes, I was, and I was covering it for the school newspaper as the sports senior sports writer and eventually the sports editor. So it was a very good experience for me. But Clemson had a deal with Adobe where they renamed part of the library, and so every student got the Creative Cloud while they were at Clemson. So I got Photoshop and Premiere, and I just started messing around in Photoshop and learned, taught myself on, YouTube and Google how to do stuff. And so I'd make funny pictures of my friends and send them to them. And then I wanted to learn how to use Premiere, and there was a half semester class that was about Premiere. And it was, a college class. So you basically ended up teaching yourself how to use Premiere with a deadline that you got graded for. So that's what I did. And I would, make funny videos of my friends like I did in Photoshop. But these were videos, and so I'd show them in class. And I just kept doing that. Even after that class, I kept messing around in Premiere and teaching myself. So did I have any experience in video editing? A little bit, because I taught myself. Design? No, I'm garbage at design. Eamon asks, favorite NBA jersey of all time? That is a fantastic question. I have to think about it. We're thinking Vancouver Grizzlies, fantastic jerseys. The Spurs Fiesta jerseys. Who else had really good jerseys? Honestly, the Lakers have a cool color scheme. The Celtics have a classic look. Favorite jersey though, I actually really liked the hold on, I got it. 76ers, the Allen Iverson era, where they had the big star on top of it. Classic, put a pin in it. That jersey, favorite NBA jersey of all time. Q said some very nice things about the Tim Duncan video. As you did your research, what was the most impactful new thing you learned about any of the GOATs that you didn't know before? That is a very, very good question. There was a lot. I think looking up Kareem's college career, I knew, the stats and I knew the win-loss record and all that stuff. I think learning about exactly what he did in college and how absolutely dominant he was, going back and reading the newspapers and the magazine articles about him, that research period is always my favorite part. Wilt Chamberlain was kind of that same thing. Learning how to unravel that and finding ways to approach it from a different angle was super fun, and finding things out about him, about his coach, Alex Hannum, what his career was like and the players he played with. And I forgot what I was saying, but probably Kareem and Wilt Chamberlain. I don't know if there's a single specific instance of the new thing that opened it up for me. Actually, that's not true. Probably Wilt Chamberlain and Alex Hannum, and how that was the only coach that ever got him to compete. And finally, the question you've all wanted to know. Who's the greatest basketball player of all time? In my opinion. I'm a little hesitant to answer this question, honestly. Not because I don't have a greatest player of all time, I do, but because if I give this answer, there are gonna be certain people I know who go on other videos of players that aren't him and say, well, the guy who made the video doesn't even think that he's the greatest of all time, so this video doesn't even count, or something stupid like that. They're gonna use what I say against the other videos I make. The whole point of these videos was that I wanted them to stand on their own, independent of each other. You could watch one and walk away feeling a certain way about that player. And at the end of the series, I hope that you could watch all the videos and then say, okay, all these guys have cases to be made. Then the impetus is on you to decide who you think is the greatest of all time, because it is subjective, and that was the whole point of the exercise. But for me, and this is gonna be ironic because I think it's the video that people, get mad at me about the most, is Michael Jordan. I think that Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time. I think it's close. I think that can change, obviously, for me. But Michael Jordan had no black marks. That was the crazy thing about doing the research for Michael Jordan, and you know it going into it. There's no black marks on Michael Jordan's legacy. Like, going through every other player, you have to explain away some things, and you have to make excuses for other things. With Michael, there's none of that. It's basically, and that was what was really hard about it, is it's just like, he's Michael Jordan. Here's everything he did. You already know he's the greatest of all time. That was a hard part about it, but it's Michael Jordan is my greatest player of all time. If yours is LeBron James or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Bill Russell, and somebody says, well, the guy who made this video doesn't even think that this guy's the GOAT, tell them to fuck off, and tell them that I told them to fuck off. Thank you so much for watching this video. Follow me on Twitter if you want to do that. Support me on Patreon if you would like to. No obligation, obviously. I'm so excited about this next, phase of what I'm doing. These videos are going to be different. It's a different style of making videos, just these more standalone, big picture things. They're going to be more, I hope they can be more consistent, more frequent. It's going to be hard to do it super specifically on, topics right in the moment because of how long they take, but I'll get better at it. We'll learn. We might mess around. We might fumble here and there, but hopefully we'll end up in a good place, and I'm pretty confident that we will. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for giving me your questions. Thank you for being so supportive. This has literally been the coolest thing that's ever happened in my life, was making these videos and you watching them and the support that I've gotten from all of you. So thank you again. It means the world to me, and I will see you in the next video.